Hello YouTube. Welcome back to the Vans RV-14 build. And what we'll be doing today is working on the fuel tanks. And we'll be making skin stiffeners for the fuel tanks. First, there's like 4 big pieces that you got to cut down into like 20 small pieces. And then there's another small piece that you got to cut into 4 pieces. And you see those 2 little pieces I just set down there? Yeah, I screwed that up. You have to then drill those out to like 7/16, and that's way too big of a hole for a piece of metal that small. And the instructions clearly call out to drill them before you separate them. Yeah, I didn't fully read that, so I had to remake a couple of pieces. Thankfully, it's just like a little clip for the fuel vent line to sort of hang out inside the tank. It's fine. And here I decided I was going to use the snips for some of these instead of the bandsaw on the edges. And it actually did a cleaner job than the bandsaw. So I'll probably be using those a little bit more often in the future. So yeah, basically you cut the pieces down on the bandsaw, and then what I'm doing is I'm sort of rough shaping them on the belt sander. And that's just to get the huge chunks off, because you can't cut super precise with the bandsaw. I mean, you can cut pretty damn precise, but you can't cut really, really precise. So I use the belt sander to cut, to increase the precision, and then the deburring wheel on the bench grinder there to get the final smooth, deburred finish on the edges of all these pieces that I just created, and they're piling up on the desk. So after they're done, I think I just threw those little pieces in a baggie and got back to them later and ended up, kicking myself for what I did. But, yeah. Now it's just go back through, and since again these are in the fuel tank, some of them had labels on them. Clean the heck out of the labels. I don't want paper. I don't want adhesive that's not meant to be in the tank. And deburr all the holes. Why did I deburr these? I think they weren't final sized and they needed to be deburred. I didn't drill them myself. They were pre-drilled, but I think all of them ended up needing a deburr for whatever reason. And it's just par for the course. Some of the stuff on the RV-14 needs deburring and some of it doesn't. Maybe these are some old tooling pieces that they, I don't know, whatever. Then so these are going to attach to the skin, and in order to make that happy, we need to scuff the surface where they attach to the skin. The reason for that is that the fuel tank sealant is an adhesive. I used it in the elevator trailing edge foam ribs and the trim tab foam ribs. It's a goopy, sticky, messy thing, but if you can give it a little bit more to grab on, it's going to seal better. So, we can go into more detail on this later, but basically the skin, there's a layer of sealant, and then the stiffener, and the rivets go through the sealant, and then you sort of encapsulate the rivet with sealant as well in order to make sure that you don't get any fuel leaks out of the tank. So in the next video, we'll be, I think, working on the Z brackets which attach the tank to the wing. See you there.